Hello and welcome to our video covering groups and group settings in ONTRAM. Groups are very powerful as they provide inherited information and configuration for jobs created in a certain group. These groups could include other groups as well. All information will always be inherited down the whole group tree structure. A big advantage of this group hierarchy is that once, for example, default users have been set up for certain languages, they will always be predefined for new jobs in this group. This saves a lot of time and makes job creation very easy and efficient. Other configuration parameters, like for example QA or TM, will be inherited as well in the group structure. While inheritance saves time, it's also important to understand that inherited settings can easily be overwritten for a given job if necessary. So now let's jump directly into the system to see how easy it is to set up new groups and configure settings. Peter is a system administrator in ONTRAM and wants to set up a new group for marketing materials translations into Spanish. After Peter logs in, he has to access the Administration tab in order to get to ONTRAM's group tree structure. Since Peter wants to create a group for Spanish translations, he accesses Main Group, which is the root configuration group that holds all configuration information for groups under it. In your system, these main root groups might be classified into departments or divisions in your company, etc. To create a new group, Peter simply clicks on the New Group icon. Now all Peter has to do is enter a group name, in this case Spanish Marketing Materials, and then hit the Save Group. After the first step, Peter has to define the settings for his new group. Please notice that the group Peter has just created already has inherited information, as you remember that all settings are inherited from top to bottom in the group tree structure. Peter can now select the default workflow in this group and configure terminology settings. Pick up a job manager. Specify his default source language. And of course, the default target language or languages, in this case only Spanish. After that, Peter sets up QA check features and the translation memory. Peter wants to keep the TM matches inherited, but wants to add another group where TM should be imported from, as he remembers that in this other group a lot of translations have already been done into Spanish. The next important setting to configure in this case is the default users for the selected workflow. Peter knows that most translations into Spanish will be processed by Kate Middlefield, proofread by Stephen Miller, and printed by John Doe. The last thing Peter wants to configure is billing and translation memory billing. ONTRAM features powerful billing functionality for tracking both units of work processed through the system as well as billable percentages of those units per TM leverage category. We will go into more detail on how billing can be used in a separate tutorial, but for now you can see that billing settings have been also inherited from the parent group. You can simply add your own values into the fields to override any inherited values, or if nothing was inherited. Other configuration settings are available on the Job Group Settings page as well, but we won't go into those today as they aren't critical for basic job creation. After everything was set up, Peter saves his changes by clicking the Save button. After that, ONTRAM confirms that settings have been saved. You can of course change and access group settings at any time by just selecting the group. Please don't forget to save your changes. Peter is now able to set up new jobs from this group with all settings that he has just predefined. For more information on jobs are created in ONTRAM, please see the Job Creation in ONTRAM tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on ONTRAM's powerful and easy-to-use job group functionality. Thanks for your time and attention. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us via live chat or by email at support@ontram.com.